This is maybe the best budget lens I've tried so far for Fujifilm cameras, the new TTArtisan 35mm F1.8 autofocus lens with a beautiful square lens hood. This was a great year for Fujifilm users because there were released a good amount of third-party lenses, some better than others, but the budget market of autofocus lenses is still not there. Not everyone wants a $500 prime lens, not everyone makes money from photography. Some people just want to enjoy it while not spending that much. And the Fujifilm system lacks variety when it comes to lenses like this, and I mean under $200. It seems TTArtisan is here to fill that gap, releasing its second autofocus budget lens for Fujifilm cameras this year, after the now popular 27mm f2.8. Like always, let's start with build quality. The lens is made from metal and glass. It has a metal mount, but it is not weather sealed. It has a nice black finish with small engraved markings. No branding, I like this. Makes the design of the lens stand out. The focus ring is metal, has a design that reminds us of other TTArtisan lenses, manual lenses. The ring turns smoothly and it is well damped. I think it is one of the nicest focus rings I tried this year. It seems making manual focus lenses paid off. Sadly for Fujifilm users, this lens doesn't have an aperture ring, but hear me out. This lens looks like it was designed with an aperture ring in mind. Maybe they will make a pro version, weather sealed and with an aperture ring? Just speculation. I understand why they did not add an aperture ring, to reduce cost, because this lens is only $149. It has a 52mm filter thread, a minimum focus distance of 60 cm, not the best, but it works, and weighs around 200 grams depending on the mount. It is, in my opinion, a simple and beautiful lens. Yes, beautiful because it has this amazing looking tapered square hood that is made from metal. Sadly, you cannot put it over the lens cap or the lens cap over it. You have to take off the lens cap to put on the lens hood. It is nice to have a metal lens to compete in price with the XC35mm f2, but is the image quality as good as that lens or its bigger brother, the XF35mm f2WR? Let me know in the comments if you want to see a comparison of these lenses. Now let's talk about autofocus, but first, this is a review unit that I have for a while. Things may improve with autofocus at launch. This lens can be updated with its back cap, that is also a dock. For a budget lens, the autofocus for video is surprisingly good. The lens has a bit of focus breathing, but as I said, the autofocus is pretty good, as you can see here. The autofocus for photography is also good, but it struggled sometimes in contrasty situations, just like the XF35mm f2 from Fujifilm. Otherwise, it is fast and precise, maybe a bit hesitant in low light, but just a bit. I think a future update can make this lens great. The image quality is good in the center, starting with f1.8, nice contrast and details, but the corners are soft and you can see a bit of vignetting. Stopping the lens down to f2.8 improves the image overall. The center gets a small boost in contrast and a bit more sharpness. The corners are still a bit soft, but with better contrast and less vignetting. Stop the lens down to f4, you'll get better results. In the corners, more contrast and details. The center sees a small improvement, but it looks great. At f5.6, the overall image is great, like on most lenses. Overall, a typical performance for a budget lens. Great image quality in the center, but not that good in the corners until f5.6. Using this lens in the real world, I never noticed the soft corners, and I think if you refocus this lens to the corners, they are going to be sharper. So in my opinion, a good performance from a $149 lens on a 40 megapixel sensor. At f1.8 you can also see some chromatic aberrations. Stop down to f2.8 and they go away. The same with longitudinal chromatic aberrations. Now let's take a look at image quality at minimum focus distance. The image quality at minimum focus distance is good from f1.8. Overall, this is a great budget lens in my opinion. The Fujifilm X system needs more budget options, and it seems they are coming. The TTArtisan 35mm F1.8 has good image quality starting from f1.8. It is very well built and has a nice design and cool lens hood that fits the Fujifilm retro style. So if you are looking for a cool and good budget 35mm for your Fujifilm camera, I highly recommend this one. If this video was helpful, please subscribe and ring the bell. And if you want to support the channel even more, please use the links in the description. See you next time.